chosen one. You are not here by coincidence or curiosity. You have been summoned into this moment by divine appointment, drawn into a prophetic alignment that heaven scheduled long before you knew a billionaire would ever cross your path. Anointed One, the Spirit has guided you here because the universe is preparing to return what your heart once gave so freely. Your kindness altered a destiny, and now the supernatural laws of divine compensation are rising in your favor with unstoppable force. You are standing at the very edge of a God-ordained breakthrough, a season where sudden elevation, wealth transfer, and unimaginable transformation collide all at once. Chosen One. Heaven is whispering the same truth declared in Habakkuk, Chapter 2, verse 3. Though the vision tarries, it will not delay a moment longer than ordained. What was once hidden is now unfolding. What was once waiting is now arriving. Forces beyond this world are aligning themselves to lift you, crown you, and repay you in ways that defy logic, reason, and earthly limitation. This is your sacred moment. Breathe it in. Feel the shift. The atmosphere around your life is changing, and the universe is preparing to honor your generosity with blessings that blaze like 10,000 stars. Chosen One. Listen closely. There is a reason your spirit feels stirred, awakened, almost as if something ancient within you is rising to the surface. It's because your soul has known all along that a moment like this was coming. You did not survive everything you survived for nothing. You did not walk through seasons of silence, dryness, or spiritual exhaustion without purpose. Heaven was preparing you, shaping you, strengthening the inner walls of your spirit, so that when divine abundance finally arrived, you would not collapse under the weight of the blessing. Anointed One, you were being restored so you could receive. I know what it feels like to wait in stillness, to wonder why nothing seems to move, to question whether heaven has forgotten your name. I have lived those nights, 2 nights, where the silence felt louder than any answer. But I learned something in those seasons, something your spirit already knows. Divine timing is never rushed, and supernatural justice never arrives late. What feels like delay is often heaven building reinforcement inside of you, because what is coming is too heavy, too holy, too large to be carried by an unprepared vessel. You, Chosen One, were being readied for a blessing you once thought belonged only to other people. And now the universe is moving. This is where the story becomes prophetic. Years ago, with no special intention, you performed an act of kindness, small, humble, unnoticed by everyone except heaven. You weren't trying to impress. You weren't trying to gain anything. You were simply being who you were created to be, a mirror of compassion in a world starving for it. You had no idea that the person you helped was carrying a destiny tied to nations, industries, and unimaginable wealth. They were on the brink of influence and expansion, but also on the brink of collapse. And in that vulnerable moment, your presence became a lifeline. Anointed One, the universe never forgot. I've seen people rise to power only to forget where they came from. I've watched wealthy men and women build empires and lose their soul in the process. But every now and then, heaven places a seed, a memory, inside someone that cannot be erased. And you are that seed. Your kindness imprinted itself on a billionaire's journey like a spiritual watermark. Every decision they made, every empire they built, carried the echo of your generosity. You shaped destinies without realizing it. Chosen One. There is a spiritual law at work, not the laws of banks, contracts, or earthly systems, but a higher law woven into the architecture of creation itself. What is given in purity must return in multiplied form. And while human beings often repay with words or gestures, heaven repays through divine orchestration, aligning events, opportunities, and resources in ways that defy logic. I've experienced glimmers of this in my own life. I've watched tiny acts of integrity unlock doors I didn't even know existed. I've witnessed moments where compassion became the key that opened a future far larger than anything my hands could have built. This is what's happening to you now. The cosmic ledger has been maturing over years, even decades. Interest has been accumulating in unseen realms. The kindness you sowed in silence has been ripening like a harvest waiting for the appointed season. And chosen one that season has arrived. Heaven does not repay lightly. When divine justice begins to move, it moves with an accuracy and force that human minds cannot calculate. You are stepping into a return that carries the brightness of 10,000 blazing suns, a wealth shift so rapid, so expansive, that even your imagination will struggle to keep up. I want you to imagine a river where you once saw only desert. Imagine doors opening where you once found only walls. Imagine opportunities chasing you instead of you chasing them. This is not fantasy. This is divine alignment. Anointed one abundance is beginning to rise in your direction like a tide that refuses to recede. What once trickled will now roar. What once delayed will now accelerate. Every seed of kindness you planted during your hardest seasons is returning to you multiplied beyond measure. And here is the truth that many never understand. You don't receive this because you demanded it. You receive it because you embodied it. Heaven rewards character long before it rewards action. And you, chosen one, have been consistent in character, even when life gave you every reason to close your heart. This is why the universe is responding. Your financial reality is about to shift so dramatically that your mind will need time to catch up. Not because you chased wealth, but because wealth has been chasing you across timelines, waiting for the moment your spirit was strong enough to hold it. You are not stepping into random increase, you are stepping into divine inheritance. And inheritance arrives not through effort, but through identity. You are the one chosen to break cycles, to heal bloodlines, to elevate your family's story into realms your ancestors never saw. Chosen one, you are stepping into generational transformation. Chosen one. As we move deeper into this unfolding revelation, let your spirit remain open, because what is being spoken over your life in this moment is not just encouragement. It is alignment. The same invisible hand that guided you through seasons of quiet preparation is now guiding you into the realm of supernatural return. I want you to understand something profound. Heaven never wastes pain, effort, or compassion. Every moment you poured out love when you were empty, every time you extended grace when you needed it yourself, every sacrifice you made in secret has been recorded in a realm where nothing holy is ever forgotten. And now those seeds are rising, breaking through the soil of your timeline with unstoppable force. This is why your heart has felt the stirring, why your dreams have felt different, why a strange expectation has been waking you up even before dawn. Something in your spirit already knows that a shift of this magnitude does not happen without heaven announcing it to your inner world first. You have been feeling the tremors of your own breakthrough before the earth has even cracked open beneath your feet. Chosen one. I know what it feels like when opportunities once slipped through your hands like sand, when timing felt off, when doors stayed shut, no matter how hard you knocked. I've lived through seasons where it felt like everyone else was progressing while I was standing still. But what I learned from those moments, and what you are about to live out in your own story, is that divine timing is both protective and prophetic. The reason you were not elevated earlier is because the level of blessing destined for you required a version of you that had not yet been formed. Heaven was not denying you, it was refining you. And now that the refining has completed its work, the universe is releasing what was withheld, not as punishment, but as preservation. You are stepping into a moment that feels like everything is happening at once, because heaven does not release partial blessings when the fullness has already been earned. You are becoming the evidence that delay is not denial. It is destiny in slow bloom. As you continue to awaken to this new flow, you will notice how effortlessly things begin to align. People you once struggled to reach will now reach for you. Opportunities you once prayed for will now seek you out. You will walk into rooms where the atmosphere shifts before you speak, because your spirit has grown heavy with purpose. This magnetic pull around your life is not accidental. It is the gravitational field that forms around a chosen one who has walked through darkness and remained true. I have watched this phenomenon unfold in my own journey, moments when suddenly the right conversation, the right open door, the right connection seemed to appear out of nowhere. But nothing was random. Everything was orchestrated, and the same orchestration is now surrounding you. Your earning potential. Anointed One is no longer tied to physical effort alone. It is tied to your spiritual position. You have ascended into a realm where wealth flows not from striving, but from alignment. Ideas you once dismissed as too unrealistic or too far-fetched will now reappear in your mind with clarity, urgency, and divine timing. You will find yourself revisiting dreams you forgot you had, only to realize they were never forgotten by heaven. They were simply waiting for you to grow into the person capable of carrying them. I have lived through breakthroughs where a simple idea, one I nearly abandoned, became the catalyst for financial increase I could not have predicted. And this same dynamic is unfolding for you now. The universe is breathing on everything you touch, turning dormant gifts into rivers of opportunity. Chosen One. You will begin to feel a shift even in the way people speak to you. Some will sense your elevation before you speak of it. Some will treat you differently without knowing why. This is what happens when spiritual promotion occurs before physical manifestation. Heaven always moves first, and those attuned to the unseen will feel your rising before they see the evidence. You are no longer the same person who once struggled to believe in their own worth. You are becoming someone whose presence activates possibilities in others. And that is the mark of true divine increase, not just what comes to you, but what flows through you. In this season, wealth will not only appear in the form of money, it will appear in clarity in relationships, in opportunities that shift generational narratives. You will begin to understand why certain people left, why certain doors closed, why certain seasons felt heavy. Heaven had to remove what could not survive the altitude you were destined to rise into. You cannot carry old weight into new realms. You cannot pour new oil into old vessels. The universe was not stripping you, it was preparing you. And now, as the flow begins, you will see that nothing you lost was truly a loss. Everything was a trade lesser for greater temporary, for eternal limitation, for limitless possibility. Chosen One, breathe deeply now, because your story is expanding beyond the boundaries you once accepted. You are walking into a season where supernatural provision becomes normal, where sudden blessings feel familiar, where expectation becomes your default posture. This is not imagination. This is inheritance, and the universe is just getting started. Chosen One, As this revelation continues unfolding, let your heart absorb the truth that you are transitioning into a realm where your past no longer has the authority to dictate your future. The identity shaped by struggle, scarcity, and survival is dissolving, and a new spiritual construct is taking its place. You are stepping into the version of yourself that heaven has always seen, even when you could not. Anointed One. This transition is not subtle, nor is it slow. It is a divine acceleration, a lifting, a supernatural recalibration of everything connected to your destiny. You may feel moments of intensity, moments where your emotions rise unexpectedly, or a quiet fire stirs inside you. This is not instability, it is activation. The spiritual weight of your new season is settling upon you, and your spirit is adjusting to the magnitude of the abundance being released. There are moments in life where everything seems to shift without warning. One day feels like every door is closed. The next, you're standing in front of possibilities beyond anything you imagined. I have lived through seasons where I woke up expecting nothing to change, only to find that heaven had rearranged everything while I slept. And I know many chosen ones who describe the same phenomenon: breakthrough, arriving in a way that feels like a sudden wind, a divine interruption that sweeps away limitations in an instant. This is the kind of movement now approaching your life. You may not see the full picture yet, but the vibration in your spirit, that inner knowing that refuses to be silenced, is proof that the shift is already in progress. Chosen. One, opportunities are being prepared for you behind the scenes, even as you listen to this. Influential people are speaking your name in rooms you have never entered. Ideas are forming in minds that will soon seek your guidance, your skill, your presence. And this is not by chance. Heaven has curated a pathway tailored to your gifting, your story, and your unique blend of compassion and strength. You have walked through fire without losing your tenderness. You have walked through loss without losing your faith. You have walked through betrayal without losing your ability to love. Those qualities are rare in this world, and heaven rewards rarity with visibility. Where others chased attention, you cultivated authenticity. Now attention will chase you. This is why people will soon notice something different about you. They may not understand it, but they will feel it. Your energy will carry a sense of authority, the kind that cannot be learned, only earned through seasons of breaking and rebuilding. This spiritual authority will speak on your behalf long before your words do. Doors will open because your presence announces that you are no longer carrying the frequency of lack. Anointed One abundance is becoming your new vibration, and the universe responds differently to those who carry abundance from the inside out. You do not manifest from desperation, you manifest from identity. As the energy of this new season settles upon you, expect your creative gifts to awaken in ways they never have before. Dreams you once pushed aside because they felt unrealistic will return with clarity and purpose. Ideas that once seemed too big will suddenly feel natural, achievable, divinely timed. For years you have been gathering puzzle pieces without knowing what picture they were forming. Now, heaven is aligning those pieces, and the vision is becoming clear. You will recognize that nothing was wasted, not your pain, not your delays, not the unexpected detours. Everything was shaping the person capable of carrying what is now coming to you. Chosen One. One of the most profound signs of elevation is the shift in the people who enter your life. In the coming days and months, you will meet individuals who feel strangely familiar, as if you've known them before. These are destiny connections, the souls assigned to help you rise into your next chapter. Some will bring opportunities, others will bring wisdom, and a few will bring collaboration that multiplies your influence. You will recognize them not by their appearance, but by the peace that settles in your spirit when they speak. Heaven is very intentional about who enters the life of a rising chosen one. Every new relationship in this season carries purpose alignment and divine timing. Your financial landscape is about to undergo profound transformation, and not just through one source. Multiple streams of wealth are forming around you, like rivers converging into a vast ocean. This is not the result of hustle alone. It is the unfolding of supernatural alignment, where your gifts, reputation, and divine favor intersect in ways that accelerate growth beyond human logic. I've witnessed how quickly abundance can multiply when heaven breathes on a moment, a connection, or an idea. It feels like stepping into a current that carries you farther and faster than your own efforts ever could. That is what is beginning for you now. Anointed One, understand this deeply. You are not being blessed simply for yourself. You are being blessed because your spirit can be trusted with more. Your elevation will impact generations, shift family lines, rewrite histories. When heaven chooses a vessel, it chooses someone with endurance, compassion, and humility. And you have proven through every silent battle that you are that vessel. The abundance flowing toward you carries the assignment of healing, restoration, and generational elevation. The wealth you receive is not just provision, it is purpose. Chosen One, breathe in this truth. Your season of supernatural acceleration is not approaching. It has already begun. Chosen One. As we move further into this divine revelation, let the magnitude of what is unfolding settle into your spirit. You are not merely entering a better season, you are stepping into a completely different dimension of existence, one that aligns with the blueprint heaven wrote over your life long before your first breath. There is a reason your heart feels both humbled and electrified at the same time. It is because something within you recognizes that destiny is no longer approaching, it is arriving. The atmosphere around your life is thick with divine movement, and although you may not see every detail yet, your spirit senses a shift that refuses to be ignored. This is the moment where the invisible begins to take form. Chosen One. I have watched how heaven elevates a person not through noise or chaos, but through quiet alignment. That is what is happening to you now. The universe is reordering itself around your calling. Delays are dissolving. Resistance is breaking. Roads once blocked are now clearing with supernatural ease. You are transitioning from effort into inheritance, from striving into receiving, from surviving into reigning. And it is important that you understand this is not a reward for perfection. This is a return on perseverance. You kept your heart soft in a hard world. You kept your faith alive when circumstances tried to bury it. You kept walking when the path gave you no reassurance. That kind of endurance carries weight in the spiritual realm, and heaven is responding to it now. As your reality shifts, your spiritual sensitivity will heighten. You may notice moments where your intuition feels sharper, where guidance comes faster, where wisdom rises within you without explanation. This is not coincidence. This is divine equipping. When a chosen one is elevated, heaven strengthens their inner compass so that they can navigate blessings as skillfully as they navigated battles. Supernatural clarity will begin to cut through confusion you have carried for years. You will look back at decisions that once felt impossible and realize the answers are now effortlessly unfolding. This is what happens when the veil of your old season lifts and the clarity of your new season descends. Anointed One, As abundance begins to flood your life, remember that prosperity is not only measured in the currency of money, but in the currency of alignment. You will notice opportunities that fit your gifts perfectly, partnerships that feel divinely scripted, ideas that seem to materialize from the highest realms. And these opportunities will not come with strain or anxiety. They will come with confirmation. Realignment is heaven's way of signaling this door is for you. I have seen this in my own life, moments when everything that was never meant for me fell away at once, leaving only what was destined to remain. At first it felt like loss, but later I realized it was divine protection, making room for blessings that could not coexist with what I once tried to hold on to. You are entering that same kind of refinement, where unnecessary weight falls away and only purpose remains. Chosen one. You are being elevated into a level where your presence itself becomes prophetic. You will walk into spaces and shift atmospheres without trying. Your words will carry more authority, your decisions, more impact, your insight, more accuracy. This is because your spirit is expanding to match the size of your assignment. Some people will not understand this shift. They will say, "You have changed," and they are right, but this change is divine. Elevation requires evolution. You cannot carry old patterns into a new dimension. And heaven is ensuring that everything outdated mindsets, fears, unhealthy connections falls away before you step into the fullness of your wealth transfer. Anointed one, do not be surprised if suddenly you feel pulled toward new environments, new conversations, or even new versions of yourself. This inner pull is a sign that your old energy is no longer compatible with your new identity. You are becoming someone who expects abundance, someone who partners with purpose, someone who moves with intentionality and faith. You are being shaped into a steward of supernatural wealth and influence. That kind of identity carries responsibility and power, but it also carries protection. Heaven shields those who carry kingdom assignments. As we look at your financial landscape, recognize that your wealth is not emerging from one direction. It is rising from multiple angles, like rivers converging into a single ocean of abundance. You will notice income streams you never imagined, opportunities that arrive unannounced, breakthroughs that feel almost unreal. But nothing is unreal when it aligns with divine orchestration. I've met many people who described moments of sudden financial elevation, unexpected inheritances, partnerships that changed their trajectory, creations that generated more prosperity than they dreamed possible. These testimonies are not rare in the lives of the anointed. They are signatures of divine favor. Chosen one, your legacy is being written even as you listen to this. You are becoming the turning point in your family line, the one who breaks old cycles and establishes new standards of prosperity, wisdom, and spiritual authority. Your future children, your grandchildren, even generations you will never meet, will be shaped by the choices you are making now. And they will speak of you as the one who shifted everything, the one who followed divine guidance when logic said to give up, the one who rose because heaven called your name. Anointed one, breathe deeply and prepare your heart. You are stepping into blessings that will echo through lifetimes. Your rise is not a rumor, it is a decree. Chosen one. As we continue deeper into this divine unfolding, understand that what is happening around you is not random expansion, but strategic elevation. Everything in your life is being rearranged by a higher intelligence that sees far beyond human sight. This supernatural transfer you are stepping into is not simply about acquiring more, it is about becoming more. You are being shaped into a vessel capable of carrying the magnitude of the abundance that heaven has assigned to your name. And while this journey may feel overwhelming at times, remember that spiritual elevation always comes dressed in unfamiliarity. The path of a chosen one is rarely predictable, but it is always purposeful. There will be moments in this season where you feel a sudden acceleration that almost takes your breath away. New opportunities will arise before you have time to process the last breakthrough. Doors will swing open quicker than you can step through them. People will enter your life carrying ideas, resources, or influence that align perfectly with your next level. Anointed One. This is what supernatural momentum feels like. It is heaven removing friction from your path. It is the universe honoring what you have planted in faith. It is confirmation that the season of waiting has ended and the season of receiving has begun. I have seen this rhythm many times, one blessing flowing into another, one divine connection leading to the next, forming a chain of miracles so continuous that you no longer question whether heaven is involved. Instead, you marvel at the timing. Chosen One, the wealth you are stepping into carries a spiritual signature. It will not feel like the kind of wealth you chased, strained for, or stressed over in the past. This wealth will arrive with ease, not because you didn't work for it, but because heaven breathed upon your efforts. There is a difference between earthly hustle and divine flow. Hustle drains, but flow multiplies. Hustle exhausts, but flow energizes. Hustle forces, but flow aligns. In this next chapter, you will find yourself aligning with opportunities that feel almost tailor-made for your spirit and your gifts. You will feel the ease of creation, the joy of purpose-centered work, and the satisfaction of knowing that heaven itself is your business partner. In my own life, I've witnessed the difference between striving and surrendering into divine alignment. There were seasons where I tried to force outcomes, only to be met with resistance and disappointment. Yet when I finally surrendered, when I stopped gripping the future so tightly and allowed heaven to guide me, I saw breakthroughs arrive in ways I could not have planned. I met people I never expected to meet, received help I never asked for, and experienced provision that seemed to appear out of thin air. That is the same grace now unfolding in your life, Chosen One. You are entering a period where miracles feel natural, where blessing feels familiar, and where favor becomes your daily companion. As your influence expands, so will your responsibilities. Do not fear this. Heaven never elevates without equipping. You will find yourself thinking differently,